Hey, this is Chan for DifferenceInSkill bringing you a long overdue video about magic numbers. Now, in Cardfight Vanguard, of course, everything has attack power and attack power and shield and whatnot, and then you got to try to do your best to attack them properly. So now, I'm sure this is pretty obvious, like, oh, what's a magic number and whatnot, but just in case. Now, this Soul Savior is really cool. I love it. Oh no, stop falling. I think it looks really nice if you put it on like that. You should. I would put it on top of my Soul Savior card if I had one, but unfortunately I don't. So simply put, you take your opponent's Vanguard and then you multiply and you add intervals of 5,000 to it, and then to hit magic numbers. Now, generally, you want to have your opponent's Vanguard plus 10,000. So basically, if their Vanguard is like Soul Savior Dragon, for example, like 10k, you want to attack it for 20k or more, like 25, and then if you hit it at like 22, 23, it doesn't really matter. It was still the same thing, even regardless if it was a Soul Savior or not. So basically, you should look for cards that gain random power, like this, plus 2k when it attacks, plus 4k counterblast 2, plus 3k in the Vanguard zone, plus 3k for existing, plus 2k for each rearguard zone, plus 5k when you have 4 more damage, plus 5k when you discard a card, and plus 5k Soul Blast and leave. So there are basically a lot of different ways to do this. Now, regardless of whether you minus or plus off it, it's really like depends on the situation. So, first of all, let's talk about the grade 3s. Yeah! So, stuff like this, where you have the counterblast to gain power, those are okay. I mean, they're basically the bare bones of how you can reach your magic numbers. So, and then there's these guys. So, plus 2k when you attack, or plus 2k when you're boosted. These things are the newer kind of cards, which can plus power and then hit your magic numbers. So mainly you want to have an 8k booster behind this one. Always have to be an 8k plus behind this one, or else you won't be hitting for anything decent. You'll be like, hit for 19, congratulations, doesn't really do much. But for something like this, you can boost it with a 6k, counterblast 2, plus 4k. Should have some water. It'll keep me from yawning. Anywho, and then, yeah, so you got your two pretty, balanced, rear guards that will become stronger, and, they're pretty common, almost every single deck has them, and whatnot. So now we come to these two, like something like this and this, where it doesn't cost counterblast and give you plus 3k. Now, Dual Axe is a bit fair compared to Palamides, because Dual Axe you have to have 2 or less rear guards, which isn't always like easy to have. But in this sense, Palamides just basically has to exist in the rear guard zone. Oh my god, I'm yawning way too much. It's 2 a.m. So yeah. Palamides has to exist on the rear guard zone to plus 3k. Now, you might ask, like, what's the point of us telling me this? Blah blah blah. Then I'll just basically explain that if you are minusing in order to gain power, it might not be worth doing, and I'll explain it to you later. Now, these two are free, and these do not actually cost anything. They cost counterblast, which isn't like something you can use to guard with, unless you're, Murakumo, I guess, and then you can say that you use counterblast to guard. So, yeah, these are basically all rear guards that will gain power, regardless if it's broken or, respectable. They're still rear guards. Now, another 2 rear guards that gain lots of power. Now, Holy Disaster Dragon. Oh, god damn it. I'm yawning way too much. And Juggernaut Maximum. So both of these will gain plus 5,000, a whole whopping 5,000. That's already a multiple of 5,000. So then, basically, you hit a decent number as long as you use the effect. So, basically, Holy Disaster Dragon and Juggernaut Maximum, you will basically lose a card or lose itself in order to use this. Now, since it gives you plus 5,000, it's sort of fair. So when you think about it, okay, you check with Holy Disaster Dragon, boosted by Maron or something, ditch a card, attack for 23. Now if they have to guard, they'll guard for 15. Now it's kind of like I discard a card, you discard a card, because at that point you're basically trading one card from your hand for them to trade off one extra card from theirs. And similar to Juggernaut, you attack and make them leave, and then it's like, okay, I'll trade you my Juggernaut for another card in your hand. They're like, okay, if they guard it at least. So cards like this, you need to see the time to use these, along with like high speed Bracky. You know, these guys will always minus you when you use their plus 5,000 abilities, so it's not too good to spam, like especially like Holy Disaster Dragon. Try not to spam it, it probably won't work out very well. Okay. And then on to Vanguard effects. So, like Soul Saver Dragon, gain plus 3k when you attack the Vanguard, I believe, or attack anything. But why would you attack anything but the Vanguard? So, Soul Saver Dragon, I attack, I gain plus 3k. Very, very, very free. That's just like, okay, I attack, gain 3k. Those are probably like the best ones. The second best would probably be like when it's boosted plus 3k. Or then you have the limit breaks. Now you can argue that limit breaks are technically plus ones every time you attack. But then again, everything, like every good Vanguard, like this, and this, will almost always hit for magic numbers. So say you boost it with a 6k, you attack for 21. Very, very good. Soul Saver, boosted with the Maron, attack for 21. Dragonic Lawkeeper, bind their units. Then, boost with Bar, attack for 21. Alfred, attack for 20 by itself. So Alfred is an exception. You don't really... he can't actually grow higher than 20k, but 20k is really, really good already. Like, for an effortless way. You can boost it with anything. You basically, because you can't actually boost it. You can put Gancelot behind it. It becomes 20k if you hit your full field. So, it's very, very good. So, basically, all these Vanguard-only effects are great in the Vanguard, and of course, shitty in the Rearguard, except for Alfred. Alfred's broken. So then you try to balance, like, your Vanguard powerhouses and your Rearguards, like Juggernaut Maximum, Palamedes, like, happy friends, yeah, 20, 21, or like, 21, 21, very nice. Gotta get some good Rearguards and some good Vanguards, or else, like, if you had all good Vanguards, you will have shit as Rearguards. And if you have all, good at Rearguard and Vanguard, like Palamedes, it's kind of mediocre, because then, like, oh, what else can Vanguard do? Nothing, it's just plus power. Oh, okay, that's whatever. Soul Saver, very good. Yeah, Soul Saver. Alright, and now we'll talk about some grade 1s now. Grade 1s that can help you reach magic numbers, something like this. Hexgun? No, but Photon Bomber Dragon. So it gains plus 4k when you boost your Vanguard and they have 3 or more damage. Now this is really good. Why? Because it's not situational. It's almost a non-existent condition. So very good. Now something like this, plus 4k when you have 6 or more soul. Well, I'm playing Dark Irregular. I always have 6 or more soul. Very good. However, I don't run this because I don't have space to run it. I got much better things to do. Now, something like Raupia. When your opponent has 2 or less Rearguards, it boosts the Vanguard for 10k. Now you can say, wow, that's so good. You can set it up with Lawkeeper. You go Lawkeeper, and then boost, you hit for 23. And then, what about it? Why? Why, really? Like, why'd you have to hit for 23? Unless you're hitting against, like, Overload the End. Well, then yeah, great. But if not, you're just like, what about it? Because if, say I go, okay, I attack your Soul Saver Dragon for 23. Okay. It's the same as me attacking it for 20, 21, 22, 24. And then you're just like, oh, right, it doesn't really matter that I have to boost your Raupia. So basically, unless you're planning on playing against cross-rated decks, something like Raupia Lawkeeper isn't really necessary, because you go, oh yeah, 23 is great and all, but it doesn't really do much, so, yeah. Raupia is okay, but, you can live without it. Now, something like this, I don't even know what he's called. It's like something Tron. His ability is that if you have more rear guards and you boost the Vanguard, you can boost it for 20. Now you could say like, oh my god, that's so good. You always have more rear guards. No, you don't. Something like these three that you can set up. Well, actually, no, not even this guy. Like just these two. Something that's almost the most non-situational. This at late game, if you both have a full field, most likely you won't have more than him because you both have a full field. Oh my god, I'm so sick. Why am I so sick? Yeah. Anyways, and then next up we have these things. Things that you play at plus 2k to something. Now, if you go like, okay, I have, Dragonic Lock, or no, like this. Go like, okay, pretend that these races do work together. So let's say I have him, and my row is shitty, I attack for 19, then I play this, plus 2k, attack for 21, yay, you reach your magic number. But why don't people run these then? Because you wasted a level 1. Like, okay, it's a 6k level 1, it doesn't really do much except for plus 2k to something else. Things like this are like pseudo 8k boosters for one turn, which isn't really all that great. Or it can make a pseudo 12k attacker. So overall, don't need to run these, so, bye. Then next off, we have something like this, something that's 9k, like 9k boosters that are not situational. Like, situational 9k boosters are even worse. Now, little Amon here, he becomes a 9k when you got 6 or more soul. Great, fantastic. So, like, okay, what's so good about this? Okay, attack for 19. Alright, that's not that useful, yeah. But then you need to combo these with cards that are, 11k. So, like, oh, cool, Coolios. Or 12k. Namely, like, something around the lines of this, or this, or this, or this, or this, or this. Basically, a 9k booster does not actually do anything by itself. A 9k booster is more like, hey, any guys who's greater than 10k, play it in front of me and I'll give you a boost, so we can hit for some good numbers. Something like, even just like Dragonic Overlord, or like any other random 11k, it's like, oh, 20k, great. Or if you have a 12k beater, which most decks do, oh, cool, 21. All this good stuff. Or you can just simply just go 20. Very good. Very good. Now, things like Medium Amon, who are 11k, 11k, like 9k, they don't really do anything by themselves. They're just like, hey, I'm 11k, come boost me. I need something that's at least 9k. So basically, 11k and 11k attackers and 9k boosters, they're partners, basically. You can never really use one by itself. And it's like, okay, I'll boost this with, Maron 19. Not really too much of a magic number now, is it? And then we go on to something like this. Now, something like this is like, okay, whenever Rigger dies, plus 5,000, boosting up to 10k. Now, something like this is really, really, really good, because it gains 5k. It's not, it boosts 4, so you can attack with it. It's a Galatine now. Or you can boost with it. You can boost your rear guard with it, and then it becomes a 10k booster. 10k boosters are so hard to come by that these are so freaking good. But, as always, it's situational, this one. Especially, like, it's ironic that it's situational if you put it into Kage Row. Because, okay, well, you can't consistently kill their rear guards during your main phase. Ironically enough, this is really good in Dark Irregulars, because it doesn't have a clan restriction, and the second thing is, Amon can kill one thing every turn, making him a 10k booster for anything in your Dark Irregular stack. Spoiler alert, you can do that, yeah, for all that you didn't know. So now, watch you guys try to get these. Yeah. That's why I want some more for my Dark Irregular stack. So good. And then you got everyone's best friend, your generic 8k beater. Now, generic 8k beaters, so good. You need them in every single deck, kinda. Unless you have more 9k and 10k boosters than you do have 8, which is Dark Irregulars. So you go, oh, 21. Oh, come on, Soul Saber, let's go. 21. or even like, you know, check our maximum, 24 or 23, whatnot. Yeah, 24, yeah, good stuff. So, yeah, I'm not sure if that was supposed to be very clear or not. It's pretty late. Hopefully this makes some sense to people. Hopefully people don't go like, no shit, Chan, and like, you know. But I hope that people actually do want to care. So, once again, things, you need to balance your deck for rearguard and vanguards that have good power gaining effects. So, something like Soul Savior Dragon in your vanguard zone, and then you got like a Palamedes, and then you got a second Palamedes, which I don't have on me right now. Or you can just simply just settle for like, okay, I'll go for Alfred, and then I'll use his ability to call something for Palamedes and or Soul Savior Dragon. Great, all good stuff. Now, you don't really need to have your full field swinging for 21. That's like it's ideal, but it's not always the case. So having a one strong row, and then one decent row. So something like, I don't know, random boosters go. It's like, this all still works out. Wait, no, that doesn't. Damn it. Curses. Close enough. So he goes like, oh yeah, go 23, 21, 16. You know, you can live with it. It's not too bad. And most of the time, these high boosting things are always 6k. That's why you don't want to run that many, unless your deck has a really, really good one. Such as, you know, Photon Bomber, or something like Demon's Child. Here, Demon's Child. Because they'll weigh your rear guards down, like really. I mean, you have your Palamedes, and then you boost it with the 6k. Fan-frickin-tastic. You got a 19k row. Yay. So I hope, you know, hope that enlightens people, I guess. Long overdue video, probably something we should have done a long time ago, but, you know, never got around to do it. So I'm doing it at 2:30 in the morning. It's the best time to make a video. Now, I really like the Soul Savior Nendo. It's really nice. I'm probably going to put in, like, every video if I can, if I don't forget. And then, like, if I lean it a bit far back. Can I lean it farther back? No. It looks really cool. And then you turn it sideways. Yeah. I might actually just make a card and like stick it on it, so then I could just run around with the Soul Savior Nendo. Anyways, that's enough for me. I better get some sleep. I got a morning shift in approximately 7 hours or so. Yeah, a bit less than that actually. But anywho, so good night, guys. I hope you guys see this when I wake up, and I hope to see you guys sometime soon. I don't know how I'll see you guys though. I know you'll always see my hands and cards, but anywho, bye.